Today is March 13th, Saturday. It's a rainy and cold day, and I have the pleasure to talk with Patricia, Debbie, and Matthew about Cert and RACES, which is the organizations that they belong to. Now, Matthew, I want to ask you, what is the meaning of RACES? What does it stand for?
Okay, RACES stands for Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service. And let me just elaborate a little on that. It is a service of radio amateur stations for civil defense communications during periods of local, regional, or national civil emergencies. Now, one thing that I'd like to point out about RACES is that RACES can be thought of as a safety net. So in today's day and age, we're very reliant on the internet, telephone, and actually telephone over the internet. It's possible for these forms of communication to go down in the event of catastrophe. So what RACES can be thought of again as a safety net to protect people's lives and property in case there's an emergency.
Debbie, what are the qualifications that you need in order to qualify to be a RACES member?
You should have at minimum, a technician amateur radio license. There is a step up from that, which is a general, which gives you many more frequencies that you're allowed to use. And then there's an extra license, which is top of the line, the absolute highest license that you can acquire. There are tests to take for each of these licenses, and it's all FCC regulated.
Can you tell me what qualifications you need in order to become a Cert member?
Well, Cert's a voluntary organization, so the qualifications you need is not academic, but you may not have had any criminal record. I do believe you should be a United States citizen, and you agree to a background check when you fill in your application. Now that's what is needed to become a member. It's voluntary. However, to become more efficient within the organization, there are a multitude of courses that you can take. In fact, there are far too many for me to enumerate, so if anyone's really interested, they could go on the web, they could Google Cert courses, just like that.
The wonders of the web today.
Right.
Okay. Now, which website would they go to?
Just do Cert. Just put Cert in.
Or community emergency response team.
Right, that'll do it too. But I put in Cert and come out with quite a lot.
Trying to say is what steps are taken in the case of an emergency, which is the activation of Cert and RACES.
Right.
So what were you were saying that you have to turn to who, and what is the purpose of Certs and RACES?
Right. Well, the thing is, both the purpose of Cert and RACES are both to help out in an emergency. The way you help out in an emergency, of course, is something different. We do not go ahead and say, oh my gosh, an emergency's happened, we're going to go run there and do something. We have to wait until we receive communication from our Cert leader to activate. And then generally it's really not a question of doing anything or putting ourselves in harm's way. We will assist, say, the police, the local authorities, et cetera, yada yada, right?
We assist the police, the fire department, first responders, wherever we're needed. Whether it be a major disaster or if we're needed for a parade, just to set up the dividers and the parking and whatever's needed.
Right.